What's up, everyone? Today we are going to build a professional-looking video studio using nothing but AI. And yeah, it's completely free. So if you're ready to transform your videos from, just a plain wall to an absolute dream setup without spending a single dollar, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Let's get into it.
All right, so check this out. Would you believe me if I told you that this entire studio, everything you see around me right now, is not real?
Yeah, that's right. There are no fancy lights here. No expensive designer bookshelf. It's literally just me, a camera, a wall, and a little bit of AI magic. And in this explainer, I'm going to show you exactly how you can trade in all those wasted hours of setup time for a totally professional look in just a few minutes.
Okay, so let's get started. Step 1. Everything, and I mean everything, hinges on this first crucial step, getting the perfect shot. This is the foundation that makes the whole thing look believable.
So there are 5 key things you got to get right for this to work. First up, good lighting. Standing near a window for that natural light is perfect. Second, a plain, tidy wall, nothing distracting in the background. Third, you need a steady camera, so definitely use a tripod if you've got one. Fourth, film a wider shot, maybe from the waist up. This gives us some room to zoom and crop later on. And last, and this is a big one, keep your movements pretty minimal.
And yeah, that last point about movement, it's absolutely critical. So look here. On the left, you can see small hand gestures right in front of your body. That works perfectly. But on the right, when you start spreading your hands out wide, the AI kind of freaks out. It gets confused, and you get these weird visual glitches that just totally break the illusion. So what's the big takeaway? Keep your gestures contained. All right, so once you've got your footage, it's time for step 2, prepping for the AI. And listen, this is a non-negotiable step. Seriously. Doing this now will save you from a massive headache later on.
You have got to do your basic edits first. I'm talking about cutting out those awkward pauses, getting rid of any mistakes, and adjusting your color before you even touch the background. Trust me, trying to fix clips or change the color after you've added the AI background is a nightmare. It's so much harder and takes forever.
And this right here shows you the power of what I'm talking about. The before shot, that's just the raw footage, straight from the camera. But look at the after shot, which is some simple color grading. It looks way more cinematic, polished, and professional. This one step makes a huge difference on how good the final video looks.
Okay, so once your video is all edited and looking sharp, there's one really important thing you need to do. Export a single frame. Basically, you're just taking a high-quality screenshot from your video. A JPEG or a PNG file works great. Think of this one single image as the key that's going to unlock your brand new AI studio.
And now that we have our key, it's time for step 3, generating your background. Okay, this is the really fun part. This is where the magic happens. The tool we're going to use for this is Adobe Firefly. Specifically, we're using its awesome generative fill feature. And you know what the best part is? It's totally free to get started. You just make an account, and that's it. No need to buy any expensive software.
So once you're inside Firefly, the whole process is super simple. First, you just upload that frame we exported earlier. Second, you grab the brush tool and just kind of paint over all the areas around you, basically everywhere you want the new background to be. Third, you type a description of your dream studio into the little prompt box. And then, you just click Generate. It's that easy.
Now, you've got a couple ways you can go about this. The first method is all-in-one. This is the fast way. You just write one really detailed prompt describing the whole scene, and boom, you get a quick, cohesive look. But if you're a bit of a control freak like me and want to fine-tune things, you can use the piece-by-piece method. With this, you add things one at a time. So you could generate a bookshelf first, then a lamp, then a cool plant. It just gives you maximum control over every little detail. And hey, here's a quick pro tip if you're using the free account. For every prompt you type, Firefly will give you a few different options to choose from. If you don't love any of them, you can click More to get new ones, but just try to limit yourself to hitting that button about 4 times. That should keep you within the free limits. 4 is kind of the magic number here.
Okay, we've got our edited video and we've got our awesome AI background. It is time for the final and honestly the most satisfying step of all, the final blend. So jump back into your video editor. First thing you're going to do is drop that AI background image onto your timeline, right on top of your video clip. Then just stretch that image out so it matches the whole length of your video. Next, on your original video clip, the one with you in it, you're going to apply a simple rectangular mask. All that is basically drawing a box around yourself. And finally, you just feather the edges of that mask. Feathering is just a fancy word for softening the edges, so you get this super smooth, totally invisible blend. So what's the magic number for that feathering?
Well, every shot's a little different, but I've found that a value of around 55 is usually the sweet spot. It just creates a blend that's soft enough to look completely natural. It makes it almost impossible to tell where the real you ends and the AI background begins.
Ah, but wait, you might be thinking, what about that Adobe watermark? And yeah, that's a good point. If you're on the free plan, you're probably going to see their little logo in the corner of your image. But don't you worry, it is a super easy fix.
You've got two really simple solutions here. First, just zoom and crop. Hey, remember how I told you to film a wider shot? This is exactly why. You've got all this extra room to just punch in a little bit and push that watermark right out of the frame. The second option is even easier. Just cover it up. Slap your own logo on top of it, or a little subscribe graphic. Problem solved.
Okay, I've got one last pro tip for you, and this one really sells the whole effect. Add a really subtle drop shadow behind you. It's a tiny little detail, but it creates this amazing sense of depth. It makes you look like you're actually in the room instead of just being pasted on top of a background. Honestly, it's what separates a good effect from a truly great one.
So let's just recap why this technique is such a total game changer. You save hours of setup time. No more messing with lights or decorating a set. You can create tons of unique studio looks instantly. You can film literally anywhere you can find a plain wall. You get that $1 million professional look for $0. And you can change your whole vibe to perfectly match whatever video you're making that day.
Look, this is the new reality for creators. Your dream studio isn't limited by your budget or how big your room is anymore. It is literally just one prompt away. So really, the only question left is, what are you going to create first?
For more explainers just like this one, showing you how to use tech to build your brand and create incredible content, make sure you're following @BrandTechOff. Thanks so much for watching.